As we just mentioned, tax deadline is only a few days away, and if you haven't done yours, well, you are not alone. According to Forbes, as of the 2020 fiscal year, the age group filing the most taxes are those aged 26 to 34, but experts say many miss out on key deductions. And talking with me about this right now is tax expert and enrolled agent Karla Dennis. Welcome to our show. Thank you so much for being here. I mean, people dread tax day, but it doesn't have to be that scary. If you haven't filed, what is the first step people need to take when they know the deadline is just days away?
The very first step is do not panic. That's the very first thing. And they should just go ahead and file an extension using Form 4868, and they can extend their taxes until October 15th. But the key is an extension is an extension of time to file, not an extension of time to pay. So they still need to pay whatever it is they owe by April 15th.
Deductions, such a big buzzword when it comes to taxes, and they're so important. You don't want to leave money on the table. What are some of the tax deductions, the most popular ones that people tend to forget?
People tend to forget about their charitable donations. They forget that they can take tax credits that their kids are going to higher education for school. They forget about their DMV fees, really a lot of basic things that they forget about. And if they're carrying their parents, they can even look at the medical expenses that they have for their parents.
And let's mention the parent thing, because we were talking about that in the commercial break. If you declare your parents, you take a deduction for them, they then cannot take it for themselves.
That is correct.
Okay, so you need to be mindful of that.
Correct. If you are carrying a deduction for your parents because you're supporting them, and a lot of people are, they're not going to be able to take a deduction for themselves. But oftentimes it's beneficial if you carry your parents. Again, the medical expenses, a lot of people are supporting their parents, and it's necessary.
Okay, now what about the retirement savings credit? Talk to me about that. What do we need to know?
Absolutely. A lot of people that are putting money into their 401ks, putting money into their IRAs, they can take a credit against their taxes paid. And a credit allows you to actually have additional dollars paid in. And a lot of people don't use the retirement savings credit.
Now, let me ask you this, because I'm a parent. I have 3 kids. So I'm always looking for ways to, maximize what I'm paying for their camp or their child care. You've got the child tax credit. Do you have any tips for parents who are really struggling? I'm doing a story about how expensive camp is.
Yes.
It can really, really, impact parents' finances.
Yes, they need to understand if you're paying for your kid to go to camp, many of those organizations are nonprofit. It can either be a charitable donation or it can be a credit toward child care. So you want to see which one is going to be most beneficial for you. Keep track of everything and let the professionals decide whether you can get some type of benefit out of it.
And I always tell people, it was something I discovered years ago, if your employer offers a flexible savings account, I put money into that every year, and then I get that tax-free money to pay for childcare, pay for camp, those sorts of things.
Right. Flexible savings account, health savings accounts, anything that your employer gives you to utilize as a benefit, use it. I think a lot of times it's a lack of understanding, because people may feel like, oh, my money's going away, but you can get these things tax-free by using those various accounts.
Now, let's talk a little bit, we had the Consumer Price Index come out today,
Yes,
which was higher than experts expected. Inflation is not cooling as much as we want. We're not expecting the feds now. They're just going to sit probably and wait and be patient. What about interest rates? Let's talk about that, because obviously that's on top of people's minds, especially if they're wanting to buy a home or looking at, their bank accounts.
Yes, interest rates are higher than they've been before, right? And the thing is, people are afraid to purchase homes because of higher interest rates. But the thing that I say to anybody, interest rates are higher. Maximize how you utilize your dollars. Be very careful on what you're spending on. Cut back on the credit, things of that nature, because you're going to pay interest rates on top of that. And if you owe IRS, you're going to pay penalties and interest, and that's going to be very expensive.
And so if you have penalties, you're going to pay more now in fees than you did 3-4 years ago.
That's right, because their interest rates are about 8%.
So no matter what, even if you're going to do that extension, make sure you pay that money, because you don't want to, those fees add up very quickly. So if you're panicking, which we don't want people to do,
No
because
panicking.
it will be okay, what is the easiest and best way to file?
The easy and best way to file is to file electronically. When you file your taxes electronically, IRS connects to your taxes the exact same day. That's the easiest way to file. It eliminates errors. You have a receipt of IRS having your tax return. But I always like to tell people that if you are panicking because you owe, file the tax return anyway, because you're going to cut down on your penalties if you go ahead and file in April, even if you don't pay in April.
Thank you so much for joining us today. And I did see, too, I read up, the IRS was saying back in February, the average refund about $3,200,
yes,
which is actually up 4% from last year, which kind of covers what we're seeing with inflation.
That's correct.
So it's not all gloom and doom. April 15th does not need to be the end of the world. Take your tips, and we really appreciate you joining us today. And that does it for us this morning. Thank you for watching The Morning Wrap.